so I was watching Bob the Science Guy's video the other day where he went on Nathan Oakley's Flat Earth debate show. Bob was mainly interested in proving the globe scientifically. I was more interested in what Nathan had to say about logical fallacies. So let's have a listen to the relevant clip.
If the Earth is a sphere, number one, that's a begging the question fallacy, then we will experience weight changes as we move from the equator. That's if P, the Earth is a sphere, then we will experience weight changes, Q. We do experience weight changes, Q, therefore the Earth is a sphere. P, that would be an affirming the consequent formal logical fallacy.
And guess what, Nathan? You are 100% correct. All right, so let's listen to what Richard Feynman says about the philosophy of science. And I did choose Feynman specifically for you because you hold Quantum Eraser's Willy and Quantum Eraser holds Richard Feynman's Willy. So let's have a listen.
In general, we look for a new law by the following process. First, we guess it. Then we well, don't laugh, that's really true. Then we compute the consequences of the guess to see what, if this is right, if this law that we guessed is right, we see what it would imply, and then we compare those computation results to nature, or we say compare to experiment or experience. Compare it directly with observation to see if it works.
All right, fairly simple. We make a guess, we work out what that would imply if the guess was correct, and then we test those predictions or consequences against reality. All right, so let's try it with the Earth being a globe. So my guess is that the Earth is a spinning ball. And if the Earth was a spinning ball, what would that imply? Obviously, there would be some centrifugal force, and therefore your weight would change with latitude. And then finally, weight does actually change with latitude. So what does that mean? And does it mean, or does it prove that the Earth is a spinning ball? Well, let's listen to what Feynman says next.
If it disagrees with experiment, it's wrong. And that simple statement is the key to science.
Right. Okay, so he's absolutely 100% correct. If it disagrees with experiment, so if our weight does not change with latitude, then our guess is wrong, and the Earth is not a spinning ball. But pay particular attention to what he did not say. He did not say that if it does agree with experiment, then the guess is right. And why would he not say that? Because doing so would be affirming the consequent, and therefore a formal logical fallacy, as you say. So let's try and put that into a logical syllogism. So my guess, or my first premise, is that Earth is a spinning ball. My second premise is that if Earth is a spinning ball, then weight changes with latitude due to centrifugal force. And the third premise is that weight does actually change with latitude. So the conclusion is not, therefore, that Earth is a spinning ball. If that was the way that science operated, then it would be committing a logical fallacy. But it's not how science operates. Science doesn't actually prove things in the formal logical sense. At the very best, we can just provide scientific evidence that can be consistent with a theory, or it can be inconsistent with it and therefore falsify it. So science needs to actually stop short of affirming the consequent. And the product of that is that it means that all scientific knowledge is provisional or tentative. And if you Google the term scientific proof and check out the first half a dozen hits, you'll hopefully get a better understanding of that. And a very good example of this is Newtonian gravity versus Einsteinian gravity. So for 200 and something years, Newtonian gravity worked and it was accepted science. But Einstein came along with a single observation that disproved it, and therefore Newtonian gravity was falsified. All right, so when flat earthers come along and ask you to prove gravity, prove rotation, prove curvature, the very best that we can do is show that all the evidence is consistent with a globe model and inconsistent with a flat earth.